Okay, so we've got a modified chart here for teaching because I had to edit that chart, and instead I just was able to mask out some things. Again, we got chart 205, the full long pattern cages in fourths and fifths plus modals for the barge chart. Well, it doesn't have them anymore. Okay, I took those out because modals are just with the short patterns until such time I do modals for the longer patterns, but you can just look at it as the modal from the cage above it, the next caged up. So here's the modal. We're not going to talk about that. We're more interested in this, which is the circle of extra long patterns, which goes in fourths when we're ascending. So starting extra long patterns, the C pattern will go in fourths. The fourth of C would be the E pattern. The fourth of the E pattern would be the A pattern. The fourth of the A pattern would be the D pattern. So long one, A, right? Fourth of A is the D pattern. It's going to start up here. A pattern, D pattern. Okay? It's in fourths. Of course, going backwards, it's in fifths. You know, so the fifth of D is A. Sometimes I have to think about that. I shouldn't have to think about that much. So here's our patterns underneath. Okay, here's the diatonics. If you want to get this, these are the patterns we'll be playing for diatonically. Pentatonically, remove the 4 and the 7s from these patterns. Tritonically, remove the 2nds and the 6th and the 4 and the 7s from the patterns. And, you know, same thing. So these are the patterns shown with the substitution. So S3XL right here, you see an X3XL right there. You're going to play 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is where these patterns are. Here's the S3L, S2Ls in the same 10 string pattern stack or whatever it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's 12 string pattern stack there or something like that. It's got a lot of strings in this pattern stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 14 string pattern stack. Okay, so let's look at our long patterns. Now we have no excuse, because a lot of this was simplification, so we can see what's really going on. Okay, so in the C pattern, I thought it'd be novel. I thought it'd be novel if we just played the long pattern of the C. So from now on, if you want to do long patterns, and you say, hey, I want to do a C long pattern, I don't have to. Okay, that's the C in the short pattern, which is S2L, S3L, and an S1C on top. Okay, but if we want to play the C in the long pattern, we do the top 3 members. So this is a partial, the top 3 members of an S4L, and then a complete S3XL. Okay, so it'd be top 3 members of the S4L is going to go warp up, all right. Let's go on to the E shape. This is going to be the long E shape. Notice these numbers. This is 2 separate fretboards here. 5 to 5 is a separate fretboard, and then 5 to 5. You know, just for reference underneath what's going on note-wise. When we talk about S3XL here, you know, I know we don't want to waste time. But I'll show you where it's at. This is the bottom part of an S3XL, so it's right here. Root 2, 3. You see what's going on here, and then the S4L would be up here, kind of thing. All right, and remember the actual S3XL. The whole thing is like this, but under here is the first line of that, which is the 5, 6, 7, which is no string, no play. Okay, so that's what's going on there. We're moving on to the E, which is the which is the fourth, the diminished fourth of the key of C. So notice with the long patterns now, same thing. Now, do they match up exactly? No. There's a no play zone in the middle of these long patterns of, count them, 2 frets. This is just a little fourth arrow. Hey, fourth's going that way. You know, moving up the fretboard is in fourths, okay? And string shapes, moving up the fretboard is in fifths, all right? And in string shapes, moving up the fretboard that way is also in fifths. But in these long patterns, it's in fourths, so it's going to be 2 fret, no play, no zone, no nothing in between. So we could just mask that out right there. So we're looking at, sure, we're going to miss something, we're going to miss out something. What's in between there? What's in between C and E? What's in between C and E? Is it going to be C, A, G? No, because it's not caged. So obviously in between there, we're going to have a long pattern. Let's say we have the long pattern for C, then we go to the A shape. So we're going to have the A long pattern right there. So it goes C, A, but then it goes to E. It doesn't go to G. But we'll figure out how to interleave the long patterns, right? But for now, we just want to find out how to play them individually. So this is a situation. Don't worry about these. Here's a new fret nut right there. Covers both fretboards. This is the fretboard with the patterns patched in. This is the fretboard with just the notes. Okay. Now how far over are we going to go with this? Now in the case between the E and the A box, guess what? There's only 1 fret between there, so it's not going to be, you know, I can't stress this enough with guitar. Just because you know what the situation is in with one situation, it doesn't mean it's going to apply to all situations. So in between the A and the D box, we're going to have this zone here, no play zone. It's a no play zone. Now, does that mean we're going to cover those notes? Are those notes actually covered by this? Yeah, looks like it's not. It's a no play right there. You're not going to play that. Okay, root to 2, we're not going to play that. Not in this key. Not in the major scale. Now here, 6 to root. What happens to the 7th there? Well, let's see. Do we cover the 7th over here? We have this 7. So this 7 and this 7 are the same note. So perhaps we're not. Perhaps we're still safe. Okay, so anyway, let's look at the E box here and learn how to play it. E's going to start on root. The E-shaped C, I have it down here. E's going to start on root. We played this, right? So we got, and then we go into the X3XL. E-shaped C. Let's move on. That's how it's going to be played. That's how you'll play an E. If you're playing an E here, that is an E. Nothing up my sleeve, nothing transposed. You'd play the same exact pattern. So it'd be root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, warp up 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4. See if we got that right. What's the tippy top note right there in that E? Is the 4th. Yes, it was the 4th. Okay, and the 4th would be in the E shape. That's going into the next small cage up. So we go E goes to the next cage up from E is D kind of thing. But in that case, the 4th of D